Hi doctor, this is Dean. According to the lesson week 2 to week 5, the question that interests me the most is, why is understanding the process model of public policy important for public policy analysis? Summarized from the lesson, my first answer is, understanding the process model is essential for public policy analysis because it provides a systematic framework to evaluate the full life cycle of a policy. By dividing the policy-making process into stages, such as agenda setting, policy formulation, adoption, implementation, and evaluation, the model helps analysts identify key objectives and challenges at each stage. For instance, in the agenda setting stage, the model helps explain why certain issues gain priority while others do not. During the policy formulation stage, it ensures that alternatives are carefully evaluated to select the best option. Similarly, in the implementation stage, the model shines light on the practical challenges that might arise, such as resources allocation or stakeholder coordination. Moreover, the evaluation stage allows analysts to compare policy outcomes with original objectives, identifying what worked, what didn't, and why. This systematic approach not only helps improve the effectiveness of policy, but also provides actionable insights to optimize future policy-making processes. By offering clarity and structure, the process model makes complex policy dynamics more manageable and ensures informed decision-making throughout. My second answer is, the process model is a cornerstone of public policy analysis because it breaks down the complex dynamics of policymaking into logical and actionable stages. This stage approach enables analysts to focus on specific questions at each pace, such as how to set, prioritize, allocate resources, and evaluate outcomes. For example, the model highlights the importance of stakeholders' influence in agenda setting, ensuring that critical issues are addressed. During the implementation phase, it emphasizes the need for monitoring mechanisms to track progress and adapt to unforeseen challenges. Important, the evaluation phase allows for a rigorous assessment of whether a policy has met its objectives or requires adjustment. Additionally, the model promotes a better understanding of interdependencies between stages. For instance, a well-formulated policy might fail if not implemented effectively, or gaps in evaluation might undermine future decision-making. By providing a structured way to dissect the policy process, the model enhances accountability and precision in addressing policy issues, making it an invaluable tool for analysts and decision makers alike. Based on the week 6 coursework, the question I would most like to ask is, how can focusing events and group power be used to drive the prioritization of the policy agenda in agenda setting? My first answer is, focusing events such as natural disasters, crises, or widely publicized incidents play a critical role in agenda setting by drawing sudden public and elite attention to specific issues. These events create what is known as a policy window, providing an opportunity for policymakers to act. For instance, a major environmental disaster might promote swift government action to address climate change. However, the influence of focusing events is often short-lived, as public attention can quickly shift. To maintain momentum, strong stakeholder groups are essential. These groups can amplify the impact of focusing events through media campaigns, public demonstration, and direct lobbying efforts. By keeping the issue in the public and political spotlight, they ensure that decision makers prioritize it on the policy agenda. For example, after a disaster, environmental advocacy groups might push for legislative reforms, leveraging the heightened awareness to drive long-term policy action. My second answer is group power significantly enhances the impact of focusing events in driving policy agenda prioritized. Powerful groups with resources such as funding, expertise, and extensive networks are better equipped to influence decision makers. For instance, well-organized advocacy groups can launch strategic campaigns, frame the issue effectively, and mobilize public support to capitalize on the momentum created by a focusing event. Furthermore, the size and engagement of groups' membership play a crucial role. Larger groups with active participation can amplify their voice through protests, rallies, or petitions, making it harder for policymakers to ignore their demands. On the other hand, smaller or resources-poor groups often collaborate with larger organizations or seek external support to strengthen their influence. Together, focusing events and group power form a dynamic partnership that drives issues higher on the policy agenda and sustains their prominence until concrete actions are taken. The question I would most like to ask, based on a summary of weak analysis, is why are effectiveness, efficiency, and fairness the most important criteria when evaluating policy alternatives? My first answer is effectiveness, efficiency, and equity are essential criteria for evaluating policy alternatives because they address the core goals of public policy. Effectiveness ensures the policy achieves its intended objectives and solves the target problem. For example, a public health policy is effective if it reduces disease rates or improves healthcare access. Without effectiveness, the policy loses its purpose and wasted resources. Efficiency focuses on the optimal use of resources to achieve these objectives. Public resources are often limited, and policies must provide maximum benefits at the lowest cost. For instance, between two equally effective education programs, the one that requires fewer resources is considered more efficient. This ensures responsible spending and sustainability in the long run. Finally, equity ensures that policies are fair and do not exacerbate social inequalities. A policy that benefits only a specific group while neglecting others can create tension and reduce public trust. For example, equitable housing policy must serve diverse income groups to maintain social cohesion. Together, these criteria ensure that policy alternatives are not only viable but also just and sustainable. My second answer is effectiveness, efficiency, and equity are the foundation for evaluating policy options because they represent the key dimensions of a successful policy. Effectiveness guarantees that the policy addresses the identified problem. If a policy fails to meet its objectives, the resources and efforts invested in are wasted. For example, transportation policies must genuinely reduce congestion and improve mobility to be deemed effective. Efficiency evaluates how well resources are utilized. Policies that waste public funds or require excessive cost are less desirable, even if they achieve their goals. Policymakers need to maximize outcomes while minimizing expense. For instance, an environmental protection policy should achieve emission reduction without imposing disproportionate economic burdens. Lastly, equity upholds social justice by ensuring that policies are fair and inclusive. A good policy benefits all segments of society, especially marginalized groups, and avoids widening disparities. For example, equitable education reforms provide equal opportunities for students regardless of their social status. By balancing these three criteria, policymakers can select options that are effective, economically sound, and social just. That's all. Thank you.